Hello students, I am Snehal from KD Society's BC College Nepali. So in the previous sessions we focus on the decision tables. Now what is the decision table? Where we need to consider the different combinations of input where they are associated output, and according to that it is basically considered for the it is basically considered for the complex business rules and logic. And for that purpose we need to do the structured analysis of the requirements which we are going to be collected when in the requirement analysis phase of the SRS. So for better understanding of the decision table, we need to consider first the example of the decision table. So the content which we are going to discuss in this session is nothing but the example which is based totally on the decision table. So if the decision table is there, now see what the example, how to make the decision table for the login screen. Now what is the login screen? See what is the login screen over here. See if the username is here, they have the user and the password field, and it is nothing but the login button. Now this is the simple application which we need to consider for understanding the decision table. So or rather how to create a decision table for the login screen. Why? Because this is an application. Okay, consider a simple application where in this application they are the two text boxes. First text box which is associated for the username, the second text box that is nothing but the password where a user is needed to enter the password, and the third is nothing but the button. When user is going to enter the username and the password, he is going to press on the login button. Now when the user is trying to press on the login button, depends on the values which they are going to be entered in this both the fields, then we need to consider what the message is going to be displayed to the user based on the values which they are going to be insert. So what they have stated, the condition is simple over here. What is the condition they are going to consider? The condition is the simple. If the user provides the correct username and the password, the user will be get redirected to the home page. They are given us. If any of the inputs is wrong, an error message will be get displayed. Simple. What they are going to say that we have developed a single application, a single program or the simple program. Within that program, what we have taken, we are taken two text boxes. A first text box is there for the username and the second text box is there for the password field. Now when we are taken both the text boxes to enter a value for the username and password, we have taken a simple button is over here. Now this button is there where to redirect to the home page. When if both the input values are correct, then what will be get happen? We are going to consider that if both the values are correct, then what will be get happen? The user will be get redirected to the home page. And if any of the input, not both the inputs, if any of the input is wrong, then an error message should be get displayed to the user. So when such a condition is there, what we needed to design? We needed to design a decision table. So when we want to design a decision tables, now consider over that how many inputs which we are having. How many inputs are there? 2. Okay, the 2 inputs are there. Now when they are having the 2 inputs, what the precaution we need to consider over there? Now if the 2 inputs are there, we need to consider the 4 combinations of that. Okay, what are the 4 combinations? See, okay, what are that? Okay, first we need to consider the legends. Okay, what the legend? Correct username password, wrong username password, okay, the error message and the home screen. These are the 4 ways. Okay, now see for the 2 inputs, if both the inputs are true, then what will be get happen? If a first input 1 and the input 2, if both the inputs are true, then what will be get happen? If the first input is true, second input is false. Okay, if the first input is false, second input is true, and if both the inputs are false, then what will be get happen? We need to consider over here. Why? Because we want to design a decision tables. So in this decision table, what we needed to consider over here? What is the reason? See, when we are going to consider the true means what? The correct username and password is there. Okay, what we are having? The correct username and the password. False means what? The wrong username or password is here. Okay. E means what? The error message is displayed, and H means what? The home screen is displayed over here. Now see here, what the condition is given by them. The condition is given by them is nothing but the username true or false, password true or false, and output is either error message or home page. The output should be what? Either error message or the home page. Okay. So this username may be true or false. This password may be true or false, or the output may be a error message or the home page. Now when the home page is going to become, when the user is going to include, or when the user is trying to give both the values of the input as a true, means what? A correct values. If the user is going to give a correct values, then what will be get happen? It is going to be redirected to the what? Home page. And when the error message is given, if any one of the input is not correct as per the defined, then what will be get happen? The error message is going to be shown to the user. Now which type of error message you may going to show to the user? You have taken or you entered a wrong username, you entered a wrong password, the length is not matching with the password. Okay, so such a type of error message which you may going to be shown to the user. See what will be get happen. Now if there are the 4 rules, rule 1, rule 2, rule 3, rule 4. Now if the correct username, okay, why? Because rule 1, rule 2, rule 3, 4 means what? These are the 4 combinations. Okay, combination. So combination 1, 2, 3, 4. Now see, if the user is having a false username, if the user has entered the false username and he is entered the false password, then what they have stated? E. E means what? The error message should be get displayed to the user. F means what? False. False means what? A wrong. Which means that user has entered the wrong username and password. Now if the user is trying to enter both the things incorrectly, inappropriately, okay, incomplete, then what will get happen? The error message is going to be displayed to the user. Now move for the second combination, that is nothing but the rule 2. Now what is the second combination? Now if the user has entered the correct username, think. If user has entered the correct username, but he is going to fail to enter appropriately the password of the particular that username. So then what will be get happen? Then also the error message will be get displayed to the user. See, if you are not going to provide such a type of verification and validation techniques within your system, then that system is not useful for anyone. See, whatever may the application you are going to do, you must have to provide a security, a privacy to improve the quality of that. Okay, why? Because in this software testing, quality assurance is very important, and to achieve that quality assurance we need to generate a quality control for that purpose. So if the user has entered the correct username and the wrong password or the false password, okay, incorrect password, then what will be get happen again? The error message will be get displayed. Why? Because the E is nothing but the error message is displayed. These are the legend. Basically you need to understand what is the T, F, E, H only, not more than that. Okay, if you have not written then also okay, but for your correct understanding, T means what? The correct username and password. F means what? The wrong username or password. E means what? The error message, and H means what? The home page. Okay. Now this is the rule 2 or the combinations 2. Now consider the combination 3. Now here suppose the user has entered the wrong username, okay, false password, and if he has entered the correct password, then also the system should not be move further. Why? Because what we are actually needed, both the input should be get true, then and then only it will be get moved to the home page. Why? Because we have stated in there. See, if the user provides the correct username and the password, then the user will be get redirected to the home page. Else, they are not going to be moved to the home page. So, in this third combination also, what will happen? Username is wrong. What is correct? Password. Then also, what is going to be getting? What the user is going to get over here? They are going to get the error message. Why? Because they haven't entered the appropriately what is required over there. Now, consider the fourth combination over here. What? Consider the fourth combination. Now, what is the fourth combination? Now, suppose the user has entered the correct username and the user has entered the correct password. If user has entered both the things correctly, then what is required or what is going to be done when he is going to be entering all the things correct? He is going to get redirected to the home page. He is going to get redirected to the home page. Now this is the simple decision table. It is very easy. I think that you learn this in the set theory. Okay, how to do the combinations, and you have done it for the multiple inputs also. This is only for the 2 inputs where we are going to consider the 4 combinations or the 4 rules. How to achieve the results of the customer's requirement which they have stated in the requirement specification, SRS basically. So this is the example of the decision table. So in the next sessions we are going to move for the interpretation of the decision tables. That is nothing but how to write the test cases. Okay, so we will see it in the next session. Okay.